Top of the time zone, everybody. This is Fretty J here, and today we're going to be playing Pokemon TCG Live because I have a league challenge coming up locally that I'm going to be taking part of, and I'm looking forward to hopefully win at least one match. Last few times I had a league challenge, I only won out of the 12 matches I had, even with the pre-release tournaments. I think I had like 15 matches altogether from when I first started my return to playing IRL events. I have probably only won 2 matches. So what I want to do now is practice with this new deck that I have in hand, which is Lost Sylveon, which is a Lost Box engine with Sylveon EX. Here's Sylveon everyone's talking about with this Angel Light here as a power. Everyone's saying it's busted, where you can choose 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon and shuffle those Pokemon and all the attached cards into the deck, and then pretty much disrupts their whole plan for the most part. And then with Magical Charm, it hits for 160, but during my opponent's next turn, their whatever Pokemon they choose to attack, it does 100 less damage. But let's go ahead and look at some of the cards I have. I have Cramorant with Lost Provisions, where if I have 4 more cards in the Lost Zone, ignore all energy in this Pokemon's attack cost with the Spit instantly for 110. We have Iron Bundle. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon's on the bench, you may switch out one of your opponent's active Pokemon. And then if I do, discard this Pokemon and all attached cards. You have the Radiant Greninja with the concealed cards. You must discard an energy from your hand in order to use this ability. Then once during your turn, you may draw 2 cards. We got Comfey, which is going to help with the flower selecting. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon's in an active spot, you may look up the top 2 cards of your deck and put one of them in your hand and put the other card in the Lost Zone. And then you have Latias EX, which gives our basic Pokemon in play no retreat costs. I put Mew EX in here just as a failsafe if I can't get Sylveon out with genome hacking, where I could choose one of my opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. And then also, I can also use Restart to draw until I have like 3 cards in my hand. Just as a failsafe. And then Sableye here with Lost Mine. If I have 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone, I can put 12 damage counters on my opponent's Pokemon any way I like. Then Fezandipiti with Flip the Script. Once during your turn, if any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, you may draw 3 cards. With Cruel Arrow doing 100 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. And then Bloodmoon Ursaluna EX. For Bloodmoon used by this Pokemon costs 1 colorless energy for each prize card your opponent's taken. And then we have Eevee with boosted evolution. So as long as this Pokemon's in an active spot, it can evolve during your first turn or the turn you play it. And then here's the Sylveon that we were talking about. So turn 1, we could evolve this Sylveon. Buddy-Buddy Poffin, you search for your deck up to 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less and then put them onto your bench. Call Bell, this is one I decided to put in here that's not in a lot of the Lost Zone decks I've been seeing. Pretty much, this is for if I don't have a certain supporter card, which I'm going to talk about later. So I can only use this card if I go second, only during your first turn. You search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, and put it in your hand. And the card, as we have Counter Catcher here, If I can only use this if I have more prize cards remaining than your opponent. And then you just switch your opponent's bench to the active Pokemon. Energy Retrieval to put up to 2 energy cards from your discard into your hand. Heavy Ball here. I look at my face down cards and reveal a basic Pokemon and swap that out with that. Lost Vacuum. You can only use this card if you put another card from your hand to the Lost Zone. And I could choose a Tool or a Stadium and put it in the Lost Zone. Mirage Gate can accelerate energy from our deck into whatever Pokemon you like, as long as it's 2 basic energies of different types. I have Nest Ball, which can search my basic Pokemon and put on the bench. Night Stretcher to put a basic energy card or Pokemon from my discard into my hand. Prime Catcher to switch my opponent's bench to the active spot, and then also switch mine as well. Super Rod, you shuffle up to 3 in any combination of Pokemon and basic energy. And then we got 4 switches here. We got Tera Orb, so in case I can't find Sylveon immediately, I can use this card. Or this card just could be fodder to fuel Lost Zone. Then we have 1 Ultra Ball here. We got Lake Acuity. This is another one that I've put down in my deck instead of what you see in lots of other Lost Zone decks. Because of this right here, all Pokemon that have any water or fighting energy attached take 20 less damage from attacks from the opponent's Pokemon. So with a few of my cards here, which we're going to talk about later, like Sylveon, this is going to be huge. So if I hit Magical Shot with this Stadium up, that's going to be now, instead of just 100, that's 120 that I get protected from. Boss's Orders to switch out one of my opponent's Pokemon. Colress's Experiment. This is the one card I know I want to pull into my hand immediately with that Call Bell. So let's go back here. So this Call Bell, use this card if you only go second during your first turn. I'm gonna use this card specifically for this, only because I want to already go ahead and accelerate as much as I can into my hand, so that way I can use Mirage Gate. Because for Mirage Gate, I can only use this card if I have 7 or more cards in a Lost Zone. So that would mean I would have to use 2 Colress's Experiment, because that's 4 cards, and then switch out 2 Comfeys, so that's 2, that's 4, 2, and then maybe a Lost Vacuum will give me the 7. Hopefully I'll be able to have my cards, my energies beforehand. Like, I want to be able to get my Sylveon loaded up turn 1, but what we're gonna see from the games we're gonna play, that's not always gonna be the case. So I'm gonna be looking at trying to focus on alternative routes just in case I can't get that Sylveon up, to see what I can do. Crispin, I've added this one in. It's kind of a, I guess, as an alternative for in case it takes too long to use Mirage Gate, I can use Crispin instead to search your deck up to 2 basic energy cards of different types, reveal them, put 1 in your hand, and attach another to one of your Pokemon. So if I do it right, I could attach 2 energies in 1 turn with this card, as long as because I have my normal attach return, and then I have this, and then again also, depending on where we are in the game, Mirage Gate, I could load up anything with it. So I have options, which we're going to talk about later. Then we have one Iono, where each player shuffles their hand and puts it in the bottom of the deck. And then how many cards you draw depends on how many prize cards you have. Then we have Roxanne. This is like one of my fail-safes, Hail Mary supporter cards where I'm behind late game. So I can only use this card if my opponent has 3 or fewer prize cards remaining. Each player shuffles their hand, then I draw 6, and then our opponent draws 2. And then Counter Gain, I believe I put this in here for, I guess, for late game, where safes, because as you see, Bloodmoon is relying on prize cards left that's been taken. So if not that, if I'm still behind, I could put this on whatever Pokemon. I might use this on Fezandipiti because to only do 100 damage but requiring 3 energies is kind of brutal. So I could use it on that. I could also use it on Radiant Greninja if I still have 2 water type energies to go for there. Then we also have Jet Energy here. So this one, when I attach this card from my hand to one of my bench Pokemon, I'm going to switch that Pokemon with the active. And then we have 3 of the Electric, Psychic, and Water Energy. So I could tell you a little bit about the gameplay of what I'm going to go for. We already talked about Sylveon, but like I said before, this can also be an attacker as well, as it can put... I'll discard the 2 energy, but I could also do 90 damage to 2 of my opponent's Pokemon of any choice. It doesn't have to be the bench. Well, one could be a bench, one could be the attacker, it could be 2 on the bench. It just depends. So I have some alternative routes to go with. I can also use Eon Blade if I need to. Eon Blade is probably one of the most strongest attacks out of the group, because Bloodmoon is first, but it's gonna take a lot to get to there. Eon Blade second, and then I think Sylveon is third. I'm not counting Mew because it really just depends on who's in the active. So that's one thing you have to think about. And then Sableye is another attacker. Well, with Moonlight here, it does 180, it splits 180 damage. So I don't know where that would rank, but that's still crucial. But probably the best moves right here is to get Cramorant and Sableye, because they do the most damage with the least amount of energy to use, especially if you have like these start to work when there's a 4 and 10 cards in Lost Zone. So pretty much we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards to attack with. And as we see here, we have a few other variations of the Lost Zone deck that I started out with looking on YouTube. This one was the one I ended up making because I couldn't find Iron Hands in time, and I was just looking for cards that can fit in here. And hopefully, like, I've seen some success already, so I'm just hoping for a little bit more as we are in the Ultra Ball League right now. So I'm not going to do a lot of commentary here. What I'm going to do is just play the game, and in the comments we could talk on and discuss about it, because I'm just going to be like locked in, like Once I get better at talking, then I'll be able to explain it. But right now, I'm just going through the motions and just seeing what I can do here. So if y'all like this kind of content, if y'all like Pokemon, y'all like the TCG, please, by all means, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment your thoughts about the gameplay here as we're about to go ahead and get started. And we're about to be underway. So yeah, I had to give up there because there was nothing I could have done to instantly get back. I made a couple of misplays, honestly, and I mean, I probably could have brought out Sylveon into the active spot, but I just didn't have I just took the wrong prize card, honestly. But not bad. I was fortunate enough to come back. I mean, I don't feel like I came back enough because what's it? I only knocked out the Dragapult, and I was very disappointed because I couldn't get the Call Bell. None of my Colress's experiments came into play until late game, so it was just gonna be a crawl. And because they was able to get their Dragapult to do a lot of damage, Charizard did a few damage to a couple of my single prizers, and that's one of the big risks about the Lost Zone, is that's why I only have 2 Comfeys in there, because I was not gonna go keep switching back and forth and keep going with that. I need to get some heavy hitters immediately, and because I wasn't, that's how I lost that one. But yeah, not bad. First play of the night. I'm gonna do a few more of these and spread them out evenly. Probably gonna be doing this more on Mondays. But really, thank you so much for everybody for coming out. And if you like this kind of content, see where I know y'all probably knew where I misplayed, because I was like very hesitant, like especially with that Lost Vacuum. I saw the Defiance ban. I mean, granted, I at the same time I thought that was gonna be the case, but then that collapsed stadium, I should have just got rid of that collapsed stadium. So that was another I wouldn't say it was a misplay, it was just I did not see that card coming, and that kind of put me in a chokehold there. Putting some of the energy on the, like, I put the counter gain, I messed up on the counter gain on the Radiant Greninja, thinking that was gonna help me, but and then the Crispin too, like of course it would have been woulda, shoulda, coulda, but like once I get better, get used to this deck, playing with different opponents, because I've seen this Dragapult. I played against a Dragapult in one of the league challenges before, and this was with the Roaring Moon deck, so I was scrambling a lot with that, and so now I'm glad to be playing this again. And like I thought I was doing good with using the Angelite. If I was able to just knock out one of the Dreepy and just reset that, like if I was able to get some attack power on the board to be able to get that out, that would have been clutch. But again, I just didn't have the energy in time. But yeah, but that's gonna do it. Thank you so much. I'm gonna spend maybe a couple like, I'm recording this on a Thursday, or well, it's midnight now, so it's Friday, but expect the video coming out sometime Friday, and then I think I'm gonna do a couple more. I mean, this video is only an hour long, only because I had that big intro. This is gonna be my main deck that I'm gonna be playing with for the next few videos until I have enough, because right now cards are hard to find, so I'm just gonna stick with this deck until it runs out of rotation, or I'm able to get some more cards to change it up. So that's gonna be my plan, but this is like my go-to deck. Sylveon's my baby, so I had to. Last time I was playing, I played the Sylveon Battle Styles Rapid Strike deck, and that was a fun one for me. So I'm really looking forward to playing this again. But yeah, appreciate it, y'all. Leave some comments. Let me know. Spot all the misplays for me, because I know there was a few, and like y'all could tell which ones I was like, ah man, like the silence was like golden there. But yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. And as always, I'm Fretty J. Y'all have a good day and a better tomorrow. Until next time, we'll see you.